Okay guys, so I'm going to talk to you about emotional challenge as entrepreneurs, which is something that I've been strongly working on lately, and I really hope that if any one of you is needing to learn more about it, this is useful for you. So most of this topic that we're going to cover today, which is emotional agility mostly, I got it from a psychologist, South African psychologist, Susan David. I don't know if you guys have heard from her. But I want you to be aware and acknowledge that how we deal with our inner world drives everything, and therefore it will drive how we perform at work, at our life, and at achieving the goals that we want to achieve. So here's a quote by her that is, when we push aside normal emotions to embrace false positivity, we lose our capacity to deal with the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. So here I want you to understand and start thinking of normal emotions as the emotions that you guys will usually think that are negative emotions. Well, the most common one is, for example, stress, anxiety, you're feeling bad, you're feeling overwhelmed. You guys may think that those are negative emotions, like we give a negative connotation to those emotions, and we gotta accept that they are actually normal emotions that we all have, and their reactions and the response that our bodies have to certain situations that we may be going through. So I'm going to talk to you guys about emotional agility today and kind of how you can implement it in your life. So first, there's the radical acceptance of all of our emotions. And that's the cornerstone to the resilience, thriving, and true authentic happiness. So I'm also going to give you an example of what happened to me and how I could have done things differently if I had followed these steps. So then you also have to label your emotions accurately and to be able to discern the precise cause of your feelings. Also know that emotions are data. Your body and your values are giving you data. That's why you react with certain emotions. And then we're going to follow the steps that are aligned with our values after we get these certain emotions. So the example that I'm going to give you recently, actually it was with Esteban. So if I had done things following emotional agility, I would have gotten like a pretty different outcome from the situation that I had with him. So Esteban gave me the opportunity to join the MVP meetings that we've been having for Remote Latinas because they're working on an app. And one day, so they had the meetings on Tuesdays and Thursdays morning. And on Thursdays morning, I had class. I did step out of my class once, but that day I could not step out of the class. So of course, Esteban was giving me the opportunity to assist, but I was not able to do it because I was in my class. And I was pretty stressed out with the school. I think you all know that this has been a pretty rough semester for me. And Esteban was like, he was disappointed because I didn't join the Thursday meeting, right? So he was disappointed. He showed that he was disappointed, and he was like, why didn't you join? Like, what's going on? And I was very stressed out, and I told him, I was at class, I couldn't step out. I usually do a step out, but this time I just couldn't step out. And I told him, it's not a big deal. I will watch the recording later. You don't tell to your boss, it's not a big deal. That's just something that I shouldn't have done at all. I already apologized to him, so we're good now, right? Yeah, I already apologized, and we talked about it. But if I had first acknowledged the emotions that I was feeling, then label them correctly, and think of my values and act according to the values and the response that my body and that my emotions were giving me, perhaps I wouldn't have told my boss it's not a big deal. So I was talking about the recording, right? I was not talking about like the MVP was not a big deal, because it is a big deal. I was talking about watching the recording, that I could just watch the recording on the meeting, but either way I shouldn't have done that. So next one, please. Okay, so here are some things that you should do while applying emotional agility when you are labeling your emotions, which is the second step. Don't say that you are angry or that you are stressed or that you're overwhelmed or that you're whatever, because that doesn't define you. you gotta say, I'm noticing, I'm feeling this certain way. It's very important that you label it correctly, and also try to be specific. Don't go like, I'm feeling bad, just I'm noticing, I'm feeling, if you're feeling overwhelmed, go like be specific, because that will also help you follow the next steps that you're going to follow in order to solve the situation. Okay, so this is individual consideration is something that I also wanted us to know as an agency, as an organization, and it's that when people are allowed to feel their emotional truth, engagement, creativity, and innovation flourish in the organization. I don't think that this is something that we're lacking. I just think that we all care about each other's emotions, so it's not like I'm away from the problem. But it is a fact that the most agile organizations are built on an openness to the normal human emotions. And it is very important to have compassion with ourselves. I have had to learn to have compassion with myself and also with each other. Can you guys please take out your phones or anything so you can write down something, an exercise that I have prepared for you? So we're going to do a quick exercise, and the idea is that you just write down like whatever comes first to your mind, like just don't think about the answers to the questions too much. Be authentic. So you're ready, you're all ready. Are you ready? Okay, so first, in priority order, write the 5 most basic values in your life right now. Doesn't have to be like the common values, like just anything that's a value for you right now. So any goal that you have, anything that you want to achieve, you have to do it in the second half of the year. If not, you're not going to be able to do it after that. So what type of activities make you feel important, pleased, joyful, and who are you when you usually feel this way? Okay, and the next one, what goal will you dream about if you know that no matter what, you will not fail to achieve it? Can be as crazy as you want to. Okay, guys, so what we just did is going to help us identify. Of course, it's something that you do have to take your time to log into, like right here. We're not going to start thinking about our lives and all of that and figuring things out, because it will take a lot of time. But that kind of gives you an idea of what are your values and what do you want in life, and start taking action and reacting to your emotions according to what you want in your life and what's aligned with your values and with the goals that you ultimately want to accomplish in any area of your life, like professionally and personally. So now we're going to follow the value aligned steps according to each of your answers. So from what you guys just replied in your notes, you should be setting up 1-2 goals and not have 2 goals in your life. So when we have 2 goals, we are not going to be as motivated, or we're not going to put the energy into things if it's not something that we actually want to accomplish. Also start analyzing what things and what habits you have that may be not as aligned with what you want to achieve. Or if they are, but you are not seeing value in it, because that also happens. Perhaps right now you're doing something that to you doesn't have a purpose, but you can give purpose to that, and at the end of the day work towards that purpose and know that what you're doing is going to take you to wherever you want to be. That will help you improve the way you're doing things a lot, and it has helped me a lot. Seeing, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why am I learning this? I know that it's going to help me achieve my goals in the long term. Now you should also start creating tiny changes in your habits that are value congruent. So whatever, perhaps it's not adding anything to your goals, it's not being something positive in your life, it's also something that you should start changing. While you're doing that, also have compassion in yourself. Know that you are doing things, perhaps sometimes, or at least it happens to myself, I put a lot of pressure to myself, and I don't have compassion, so that makes me go crazy and makes me feel stressed, and we go back to not being able to be emotionally agile. And you advance in your journey as an entrepreneur or intrapreneur, It's important that you answer these questions to yourself. What are my values and what type of entrepreneur do I want to be aligned with them? And how can I create new relationships to add value with any person that interacts with my team? So this last question, I think it's very important for all of us because all of us are different, all of us have different values, but we can use that as an advantage to work as a team and to achieve new things for Hustle Media and as an agency. For example, I feel like Paula and Esteban, they do a great team. Esteban is a visionary. We all know that he just has many ideas. He wants to do a lot of stuff. He wants efficiency. And Paula is great at being organized, at integrating everything so it works and planning out. So that's how they create a great team. And that's one of the examples. And that will be it, guys. Thank you.